Hey everyone, and welcome back to Comic Studio once again. And throughout time that we're going to be searching around here for such as this, I always probably like I tried to think about here from the previous video. I typed Titanic, but unless it was absolutely going to be in this list, as anyways, I'm not very sure that Titanic could be for that cruise ship as well for some sort of like this. The Titanic and the Olympic, like the RMS cruise ships, like these, there are the ocean liners of the White Star Line cruise. Like, whenever it does, for some sort of like this, whenever it does. And because some sort of the unreliable facts around here from Britannic, it got shot down by some of the other kinds of enemies or something. And so the Titanic was hit by the iceberg and thrown to plunge into the sea. And so on is the Olympic, who got scrapped away forever, and that wouldn't able to be coming back again for a long time, that I not going to be missed whenever it does. I have already seen in the movies from Titanic all over like those things, and even though you can't see Walnut Cookie because she had fell overboard. Whenever that I just try to find whatever it does, I typed Olympic and search for this thing as well as the Oceanliner Ships Comic Studio, and we're going to take it a little bit for one itself. So we're seeing this for some kind of, I'm not very sure. This could be for around as of the comic posts are almost everywhere around here. And between of those cruise ships, like whenever it does, it causing around like anything before this. I'm going to get all the way into the bottom of this, like those things. The cargo ship, like anything as well. The modern cruise ship is absolutely a little bit for one thing. But overall, the first page could be for around is the beginning. And all the way, the last update for this studio in 2023. I cannot believe that was absolutely still ongoing, as I might go into take on for a little bit for one thing. So let's get on inside of this, and we're going to get something a little bit for one thing as further. So, we got some sort of like this, but I didn't own of this comic creator. But looks like this is absolutely for some kind of cruise ships overall. So, this could be MS Achille Lauro. Caught fire and sink 100 miles off the coast of Somalia at December 2nd, 1994. There was a living person around here for to do this, but nothing is not going to be for based on for this thing as well. This featured faces whenever it does. And another one is not the SS United States, but it is the SS United States earned the Blue Ribbon Band in 1952, the fastest ocean liner from 1952 to 2025, and never going to be for a little bit for one thing as well. It was preserved until that should be able to be sunken to become an artifactal or artificial reef. Probably it's absolutely right now whenever to do this. I'm not very sure this cruise ship like this wouldn't be so necessary like here before. Another one, it's not going to be for around for this thing as well. This could be the SS America, sinked in 2014 due to the harsh waves of the Futuria for some sort of due to the shore of Future Aventura Canary Islands. Nothing, of course, is going to be for that even huge cruise ship or whatever to do this. Another one is the RMS Titanic, or whatever it does. I mean, that must be the Olympic. I shouldn't absolutely trying to find out as well. And that should be Britannic over here. So another this thing as well is for some kind of for the unknown seas like this. It was the MTS Oceanos, sank in 1991 due to the uncontrollable flooding. And whatever it does, there was more cruise ships as well. This is the RMS Lusitania, zinked in 1915 by a German U-boat. And what is the another one is the RMS Mauretania, got scrapped at Rossies in 1935. Another one is the Queen Mary. And yes, it was preserved in the Long Beach, California. But however, it might going to be scrapped in the future, but I'm not very sure that might not going to be it as well. Another cruise ship is the RMS. You know, this is RMS Queen Elizabeth, right? This caught fire on Jerry, like these things as well. It caught fire and explodes into smithereens on January 9th of 1972 before oil crisis began in United States. It must be for some kind of Queen Elizabeth too, like anything as well. But nothing another one. This is the RMS Aquitania, scrapped in Falsane by the February of 1915 as like anything as well. 1950 could begin scrapped until 1 year by 1951. So, like anything as well, the MS Estonia has been sunken down in 1994. Some sort of like this, and for some kind of a little bit worse is going on. This could be Costa Concordia, capsized on the coast of the Isola del Giglio in January of 2012. So you remember this cruise ship about for the Costa Concordia. Whenever another cruise ship is the SS Andera Doria, it was probably sank on 1956 in January. Another cruise ship was absolutely probably colliding with the SS Andoria. The SS Andera Doria as well. It must be the MS Stockholm. That must be some sort of an unknown incident, whatever that I just totally saw around here when I just remembered about here. The MS Angela Loraldo. I'm probably not sure. It was originally known as the MS Orange. It was destroyed on fire by the explosion on March 30, 1979. It was sank by September 24th, back in some kind of days later. So this would be for the Navigatas 67 and tugging the SS America to Thailand, because I'm not very sure this is absolutely crashed for this unknown like those things as well, because on that day, on March 22nd, 2008, collide with Chinese vessel and causing this to sink all the way down. What the worst cruise ship like whenever it does. And so another one is the SS Normandy. It was the Normandy. The SS Normandy could be for around for some sort of like this. Caught fire and capsized on Hudson River by 1942. It was completely scrapped and almost exploded around here for since then. Another one is the SS France. And it was probably released in 1974. So it was suffered a major explosion by 2003. Until completely scrapped for one here. It was sold for scrap in 2004 and totally tearing down apart in 2006 by knocking down whatever it does. Another one is the cruise ship is the SS Imperial, sold to the United States and rammed the USS Imperator for some sort of like this thing as well. It was for scrapped in 1946, since dependable in 1939. Whenever that it is another cruise ship. What as absolutely, I'm not very sure. It was destroyed by a Soviet submarine for the S-13 as well. It sunk on January 13, and this was called MV Wilhelm Gustaf. I'm probably sure this is actually for some kind of like this. Another cargo ship is the NS Savannah, docked in Baltimore and Maryland as a museum cruise. It's not a cruise, it could be a cargo ship, whatever it is. And another one could be the SS Rex, attacked by 12 Bristol Beaufire or the Beaufighter aircrafts and destroyed in September 8th of 1944. So, whenever it does, this could be the Queen Elizabeth. I'm not sure. I'm very sure this isn't going to be for one thing as well. It was still active for a purpose-built ocean liner, was still in service today. As of 2025, is it probably going to be nothing that I just try to find out as that Queen Mary 2? It must be the Queen Mary 2, launched in 2004, but all the way from 20 years later, and it still exists today. Exactly, that must be a Queen Elizabeth II. I mean, this is Queen Victoria, launched on 2007, and still in service today. And so on, for that one chimney on that cruise ship, whatever it does, is the RMS Krapitina, known as saving for the 705 survivors of the RMS Titanic 2 hours after the zinkage, that unfortunately of July of 1918, she was torpedoed 3 times by a German submarine of U-55 and destroyed completely for the unknown reasons, like whenever it does. And finally is the SS Bremen. And it was scrapped in 1941 and destroyed by the explosives whenever it does. And that was all the entire cruise ships whenever it does. And so the backgrounds like this could be for the cruise ship revolution. That I totally never meant to do this, but I'm not going to think. So, I won't be able to be trying to find out for using a custom backgrounds. That may not able to be seeing this for a little bit of long time until we added something very much. That's the end of part 1, and all of these sprites were made by Invader Jojo 21, LOL. I used the images from Google or Wikipedia for the ocean liners, like the cruise ships itself, and I drew the faces on the Evis Paint X for the captions each ocean liner. Ships are either typed by me or copied sometimes directly from Wikipedia, and like anything around here from anything for itself, it was owned by Invader Jojo 21. And that must be it for as well, and the link is going to be in description, but I probably added somewhere anywhere as well. We're not going to be worried about the part 2 whenever it does. So thanks for watching, for all your support, and I'm going to be signing off, and the link is going to be in description to browse some comics whenever you want, including of this comic studio around here to roleplay with some cruise ships for the Great Voyage. And I'll talk to you all later for sometimes as well. So see you next time whenever it does. And stay tuned whenever that I just try to find out. So, thanks again and have a nice day on summer.